All right, good morning, ES. Do me a favor, all right? I got a couple things I want to ask you to do, all right? In just a moment, we're gonna invite our veterans in. They're gonna come up through this door here, and they're gonna be sitting over here. And when they come in, we're gonna stand and we're gonna clap for them. We don't need to clap loud, we don't need to yell and scream, just clapping for them. Once they all come in, they're standing over here, we're gonna all sit down together. It's gonna kind of be sitting down, standing up, sitting down here at the beginning of the assembly, okay? Remember, we got a lot of special guests that are here this morning, so we want to make sure we're on our best behavior, right? We're listening, watching, we're at a level 0 voice. Okay? You guys do awesome with that, so make sure we do that, especially for our invited guests. Okay, so they're gonna come through that door in just a minute. I want you, when they come in, to stand and clap. And then one of the first things we're gonna do after we sit back down is we're gonna do a moment of silence. Okay, and I want us to practice that because sometimes you're gonna be someplace and they're gonna do a moment of silence. And that's just a way to honor people or honor an event that's happened, okay? And so it's gonna be like 20 seconds where we're just absolutely quiet. Okay, don't move your cards around, don't whisper. Complete level, okay? And that's gonna, and I'll tell you when we're doing that, of course. All right, let's get our guests in here. All right, I'm gonna find another seat. So something we're gonna do new at our Veterans Assembly this year, something that they did at one of the first Veterans Day that they had, and that is called a moment of silence, and we just talked about this a little bit. And when we have a moment of silence, we usually are honoring people that have passed away, or we're honoring a big event that's happened in our country. So we're gonna take the first part of this assembly, and we're just gonna do a brief moment of silence, okay? And then when that's over, I'm gonna have us stand back up and we're gonna do our pledge. And then we're gonna have our national anthem, so we're gonna stay standing for those two things. All right, so at this time, let's do our moment of silence. You guys, Abe, can you come on up with me, please? Let's please stand and we're gonna do our pledge here. I'm gonna have Abe come up and lead us. So students, just a reminder, after we do our pledge, I want you to stay standing. The band is gonna do our national anthem, so we stay standing for that. Then when they're done that first song, you're gonna sit back down and they're gonna play a couple more songs. Abe, are you ready? All right. Stay standing. Stay standing. All right, you may be seated. Great job to our band, and they're gonna play a couple more songs for us. I give it to Mike to Mr. A.
Hello, guys. My name is Mr. Hamalainen. I teach band and choir at the middle school and at the high school. So I hope to see you guys very, very soon up there in the big middle school and high school world. This is the high school band. They're amazing. They're the funnest people you could ever possibly make music with. And we have some songs for you. It's a huge honor to be invited to this. Thank you for everything. And thank you for the invite. And thank you for being a great audience, if I didn't already say that. Our next song is Independencia March, which was written by R.B. Hall, which is like the Sousa of Maine. He was a famous march writer like 100 years ago, and this is one of his songs. Hope you enjoy it. March. If you know the lyrics, you should sing along. Cheer, cheer, for dear go. Yeah. All right. And maybe we'll play it again at the end of the assembly too. When you're leaving, you can sing again. Here's Dear Go Victory March.
All right, thank you to our Darrell High School band. Fantastic job. Students, I know it's hard to believe, but at one point they were sitting here where you were during Veterans Assembly, and now they're doing awesome work at the high school. So hopefully you're excited about that, and you'll want to do that when you get to the middle school and high school as well. All right, so one of the things we're going to do this morning is we are going to talk about what it is to be a veteran and why we celebrate Veterans Day. And to do that, I have a short video. I think it shows kind of the reason why we have Veterans Day really well. So we're going to watch this short video. And then we have a couple different student groups that are going to perform and do some different things for us.
It's Veterans Day. Americans honor veterans, people who have served or currently serve in the U.S. military. What makes November 11th special? On the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month in 1918, the battles of World War I ended. The Allied countries and Germany called the truce, also known as an armistice, and November 11th became known as Armistice Day. The following year, President Woodrow Wilson asked Americans to mark the anniversary of Armistice Day with a moment of silence and gratitude to the soldiers who had fought for peace. Americans did that and more. They held parades and other gatherings all across the country to publicly thank the World War I veterans. In 1954, Congress changed the holiday's name from Armistice Day to Veterans Day to recognize all soldiers who served in war or peace. Today, there are more than 23 million veterans in the United States. Do you know any veterans? How do you thank them?
All right, so the question at the end, there's two questions. Do you know a veteran? And many of you know a veteran because you've invited them here and they're guests with us today. The second one was, how will you thank them? And sometimes we're like, how do we do that? You know, and it doesn't have to be something big, you know, like our assembly or our breakfast. It can just be a thank you. And some of you gave thank you messages. Some of you wrote cards, or left cards on the tables in the cafeteria. Some of you made cards. All those are small ways that we can say thank you to our veterans, either in our family, in our community, okay? So think about those things. And remember, Monday we don't have school, and that's when we celebrate Veterans Day. That's the day we are honoring all the people who have served in our military. So at this time, I'm gonna ask Ms. Janswick's third grade class to come up, and they have a presentation for us.
class wrote a poem, an acrostic poem that they wanted to share with our veterans.
Veterans serve our country, even when it's hard. Thank you for your service, even when it takes you far. Representing our country and protecting our freedoms, never giving up, we support our veterans. Thank you for your service.
All right, wow. At this time, I'm going to ask our kindergarten friends, they're going to come up here to the front. They have a couple songs that they've been practicing that they want to sing. All right, so this is our kindergarten classrooms, and they are going to sing two songs. The first one is Grand Old Flag, and then they're going to sing a song called Thank You Veterans. We're going to start with Grand Old Flag. All right, great job to our kindergarten friends, and great job to our third grade class on that poem you guys created for our veterans. Excellent job. So for the past 3 years, I believe we have been doing a fundraiser as part of a service project to go along with Veterans Day that we do as a school, and you guys have been doing an awesome job with it. And we raised this money, we did our fundraiser and raised this money for an organization called Operation Reboot. And if you don't know what Operation Reboot is, it is an organization that was started right in our own community, and it was created to help veterans through outdoor activities like hunting and fishing and other outdoor activities. And they've been around since 2019, and they've been doing awesome work, a lot of it right here in Western Maine, with veterans in our own community. So I'll show you some pictures. These are some pictures that they shared with me from some of the different events that they do, which is really cool. And so we did a challenge this year. For those of you that aren't aware, you probably saw up on the wall out there a bunch of cougar cubs in boots, and we did a challenge to see how much we could raise. We had a goal of $2,000 to raise for Operation Reboot, and each of those little cougar cubs represents $5. So they sold those to friends, families, they colored them, they wrote messages on some of them, and then we hung them up there so we could see how many of our cougar cubs were up there. And you guys did an awesome job. We had 42 different students participate, which is awesome. We had 8 students who raised $50 or more, and then we had 3 students who raised over $100. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a quick moment. We're going to recognize our top 5 people, and when I call your name, I want you to come up here, and we got some Operation Reboot swag for you. Ms. Wainwright's going to give you a t-shirt. We also have a hat. They're not in right now, but we will give you your Operation Reboot hat as well. And I'm going to ask Dan to come up as well, if you would, please. So this is Dan Wake, and he is from Operation Reboot. So when you come up, when I call your name to our top 5, come up, give him a big high five or shake his hand, and then Ms. Wainwright will get you your t-shirt, and then stay up here so we can get a picture of all of you, and then we'll move on to our recognizing our veterans. All right, so Emily Cologne raised $85. Come on up. Stay right up here, okay, sweetie? Olivia Landerman, $100. It's okay. We'll go on. Adeline Berthium, $175. Warren Belgard, $240. So, this next person, we've got a sweatshirt for, and I'll explain why. Since we started this individual has taken it on to be, I think, his personal mission to raise as much as he can on the weekends, and working every weekend to try to raise as much money as he can. And he earned almost half of what we brought in as a whole school. So I want to recognize Easton Palmer for $930. Dan, you want to stand right now? You might need to scoot you a little. They're a little lower than you, but just, I know some people want to take a picture here. All right, Dan, stay here. Kiddos, you can have a seat. Great job. Great job. So when we added up all of what you guys brought in, and then our PTO also donated some money as well, we're giving Operation Reboot a check here for $2,505.
My name is Dan, I'm the founder of Reboot. I also grew up in this community. River Valley has treated us so awesome, and we appreciate all of you, especially our veterans, our brothers and sisters. We try to help out the community the best we can, and you all make it easy to go around and do what we do for our veterans in the outdoors. We appreciate you all, and we plan on sticking around for a long time, and have an awesome weekend, and thank you for all you do for us.
All right, Ms. Wainwright, can you come? You thought you were done. All right, students, at this time, we're gonna honor each of our veterans. I'm gonna call their name, and I'm gonna call, if it's your relative or friend or whoever it is, I'm gonna call your name. You can come up, and we have a gift for our veterans. You can grab one of those from Ms. Wainwright, go over, give it to them, give them a hug, say thank you. And I'm gonna go through each one. It's gonna take a little while. That's okay. We have 50 veterans with us here today, which is awesome. Awesome. All right, our first one is William Schuster, who is the papa of Emily Cologne and the dad of Miss Cologne. He served in the Army from 1967 to 1969. Next, we have Dylan Poland, who is the stepdad and dad to Adelia Brooks and Athena Poland. Served in the Army from 2015 to 2022. Next, Jack Gaudette. And Jack is the grandpa to Haley, Chloe, and Ollie Young. And Jack served in the Army from 1975 to 2011. Next, we have Randy Young, and Randy's the grandpa to Haley, Chloe, and Ollie Young, and Randy served in the Army in the 82nd Airborne in 1966. Next, we have William Biot, and William is the uncle to Olivia Langevin, and served in the Army from 1962 to 1964. William is also the uncle to Allison Smith. Next, we have William Skidgel, who is the great-grandfather to Emmeline Provencher, who served in the Navy. Next, we have Timothy Moon, who is the uncle to Sandra Ray, who served in the Army from 1998 to 2000. Next, we have David Merrill, who is the papa to Asa Mealy, who served in the Air Force from 1971 to 1975. Asa and Ivy Mealy, sorry. And while they're up here, we'll also recognize Alex Mealy, who is Asa and Ivy Mealy's dad, who served in the Navy from 2010 to 2014. Next, we have Cole Flagg, who is the dad to Hunter and Remy Flagg, who served in the Army for 14 years. we have Jim Terrio, who is the dad to Miss Jen, and Jim served in the Navy from 1968 to 1974. Next, we have Raymond Hakala, who is the grandpa to Kaya Thompson and the father to Mrs. Thompson. Next, we have Kyle Cottle, who is the dad to Adeline Cottle and served in the Marine Corps from 2004 to 2008. Next, we have John Wilson, who is the great-grandfather to Adeline Berthium, who served in the Army from 1970 to 1975. Next is Stan Knight, who is the great-grandfather to Nolan Blanchard, who served in the Navy. Next, we have Dennis Gagne, who is the stepdad to Cheyenne and Stella Norman, and served in the Army from 1996 to 2019. Next, we have a World War II veteran, Mr. Cleon Fletcher. And Mr. Fletcher is the grandpa to Devin, the great-grandpa to Devin Fletcher, and grandpa to Miss Fletcher, and he's got a whole crew here, so we're gonna let them come on, and Megan's here as well, so we're gonna let them come on down. Next, we have Debbie Berry, who is the grandmother of Sully Wheatus, and she served in the Air Force from 1977 to 1982. And the mom to Nicole Wheatus. Sorry. And sister to Tammy. Next, we have Paul Parent, who is the grandfather to Maeve Parent, served in the Air Force from 1975 to 1979. Next, we have Ken Toothaker, who is the grandfather to Stella O'Connor, who served in the Air Force from 1981 to 1985. Next, we have Louis Fourier, who is the papa to Emma Mawini, served in the Army from 1975 to 1976. Next is Rene LeBlanc, who is the grandfather to Amelia and Oakley LeBlanc, and served in the Air Force from 1986 to 1991. Next is Jared Richards, who is the dad to Madeline Richards, and served in the Air Force from 2007 to 2011. Next, we have Harry Snowman, who is the papa to Ella Johnson, and served in the Army from 1969 to 1990. Next, we have Louis Marin, who is the friend of Easton Palmer, and served in the Air Force from 1991 to 2011. Next, we have Nicholas Krakovic, who is the father to Paisley Krakovic, who served in the Army for 9 years and is still active. Next, we have Cindy Dunham, who is the grandmother to Emmeline Dunham, served in the Navy from 1977 to 1981. Next, we have Debbie Arsenault, who is the aunt to Easton Palmer and Miss Woods, and served in the Army from 1979 to 1988. Next is Gary Drew, who is the grandfather to Gwen Wallach, and served in the Navy from 1969 to 1974. Next, we have Alan Patterson, who is the grandfather to Harper Heber, and served in the Navy from 1969 to 1973. Next, we have Robert Archibald, who is the grandfather to Nico Perrin, who served in the Navy from 1994 to 1998. Next, we have Scotty Kilburn, who is the grandfather to Jackson Irish, and served in the Navy from 1974 to 1979. And Miss Irish as well. Next, we have Joseph Brennick, who is the grandfather to Lucas Johnson, who served in the Marines from 1965 to 1969. Next, we have DPS's very own Mr. Tashny. Mr. Tashny served in the Navy from 1981 to 1985. It looks like he has asked Ava Thurston to come bring his gift to him. Next, we have Frederick Buchanan, who is my brother-in-law, and Fred served in the Army. He's Caden's uncle. Stay up there, Caden. We also have Joe McVeigh, who is my uncle and Caden's uncle. And Joe served in the Navy. Next, we have Earl Couture, who is the husband to Julie Couture, who served in the Army for 24 years. Next, we have Ronald Brand, who is the father to Sally Brand, who served in the Army from 1975 to 1980. So next we have Garen Courtway, who was the father to Colton and Vivian Courtway, who served in the Marines from 2004 to 2009. And we also have Tina Courtway, who is the mother to Colton and Vivian Courtway, and she served in the Army from 2002 to 2010. Next, we have Charles Fletcher, who is the grandfather to Victoria and Savannah Fletcher, who served in the Navy in 1976. Next, we have Everett Gray, who is the grandfather to Isabella Reed, and served in the Army from 1980 to 1989. Next, we have Dennis Ducharme, who is the uncle to Liam Phillips, who served in the Air Force. Next, we have Adam Perot, who is a family friend to Chloe Hutchinson, who served in the Marines for 4 years and the Army for 17 years. Next, we have John Wainwright, who is the son of Aaron. He was here, so we're going to announce him. This Wainwright's son, and he served in the Army Reserves from 2017 to the present. Next, we have Scott Knowlton, who is the dad to Max Knowlton, and he served in the Army from 1985 to 1991. Next, we have Wayne Thurston, who is the grandfather to Abram Thurston and my uncle. He served in the Army from 1965 to 1970. And we also have, again, Mr. Dan Wade, who is our representative from Operation Reboot. Thank you as well for your service. So students, we're going to close our assembly this year with a video message to our veterans that you guys, some of you helped me create. You got to be nice and quiet because I don't know how loud it's going to play. I want to try to make it a little louder, all right? So just give me a second. We're going to end with this video clip. It's some messages, and we try to get as many as we could in here. If we missed some, we're sorry, but they wanted to give you guys some special messages. So hang on one second.
Happy Veterans Day, Grandpa. Happy Veterans Day, Papa. I love you. Happy Veterans Day, Dad. Happy Veterans Day, Grandpa. Thank you for your service. Happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day, Papa. Thank you for your service. Thank you to my Aunt Debbie, my friend Louie, and my friend Frank. Happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day, Papa. Thank you for your present. Happy Veterans Day, Papa. Happy Veterans Day, Mom. Happy Veterans Day, Dad. Thank you for your service. Hi, Campa. I just wanted to wish you a happy Veterans Day and how much I love you.
Hey, Pepe, happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service.
Happy Veterans Day, Glenn. Thank you for your service. Happy Veterans Day, Dad. Thank you for your service. Happy Veterans Day, Grandpa. Thank you for your service. Happy Veterans Day, Grandpa. Happy Veterans Day. Thank you, Mia. I want to.
Thank you, Grandpa, for your service to our country.
Happy Veterans Day, Papa. I love you.
Let's say Happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans here. You know, good job. Bill, we appreciate you. Thank you for your service. All right, I want to skip over someone, and I apologize, so we're going to ask for one more to come up. So we have Andrew Spence, who is the brother-in-law to Everett Engel and served in the Army National Guard. So Everett, come on down, sorry about that. All right, students, I really appreciate you guys being a great audience. I thank you for all the celebration you did to recognize our guests here today. We really want to say thank you to them. Can we give them another round of applause? What I really hope is that on Monday, when we don't have any school, that you are remembering today's Veterans Day on Monday. This is why we celebrate Veterans Day. And if you have a chance, say thank you to a veteran that you might know. Maybe call them, text them, say hi to them in your own house, if they're in your house. Okay? Remember to try to say thank you to a veteran. All right, at this time, veterans, probably the best exit strategy for you all is this front door that you came in. We're going to have the band play. They're going to play some number as we're getting ready to go. And we're going to have our pre-K friends go ahead and stand and get ready to go out these doors here. Thank you, guys.